Stipe, I think you started your career in the UFC in 2011. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And how has your preparation changed over the years? I would imagine you probably learned a lot along the way on how to run a camp and just physical preparation. And obviously, as you age, things are different. So, what are some key takeaways that you've pulled from this? And how does training camp look different now than it did when you first joined the UFC?
Uh, when I started, my coach Mark, he's like my best friend. He already knew what a camp was. He's done it before, and so it was great to be part of a gym that knew what to do. And I think I was younger too, and and I've always been hungry, but I also I just didn't understand listen to my body. I just I'll be able to sort of I'm good, I'm gonna keep going, but a lot of times I put myself out longer. So one thing I've definitely learned as the year went on is to listen to your body and also be open to listening. That's a lot of people have. They don't want to listen, or they think they're all that, a bag of potato chips, whatever. They think they're the best. But you gotta listen, man. It's okay to take criticism. I'm okay with it. You tell me I suck. Thank you. What do I need to do to make it better? I think we're just having an open communication with the team, and they're understanding, and they're not going to get at you when they say something bad, not in a bad way, but just to criticize. Like, hey man, are you allowed to swear? We're allowed to swear.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
man.
you look like shit. I'll straight tell you, you look like absolute shit. Like, what are you doing? Like, what's your problem? And you're like, well, what did you do? He's like, well, this would do the wrong, this would do the wrong. He's like, but it's okay. We still got something out of it, and they're still motivated. And they still motivated to still put that inside. You're like, hey, we're still good. Yes, this is what we're gonna do next time. This is how we're gonna get better. It's make yourself a little bit better next time. And so, that I try to make myself 1% better every day. And sometimes you don't get it, but then the next day I'm gonna get 2% better because I worked out where I got bad at the last time.
Yes, Stipe, you strike me as someone that probably overdoes things more often than you underdo things. So yeah, is that something did you have to learn that just through experience of hey, it's not always time to redline? Or was that something you kind of had from a young age?
Yeah, I think I was. I think with my parents, especially my mother, she's always go, 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 man. She never stops, and I love naps. My mom never loved naps. She just never napped. She just didn't stop. I'm like, God. I was like, God bless you, woman. She's an animal. But I think that was just always, get it done. She always told me nothing's ever given; it's always earned. So I go, I'm thinking in my mind, I learn, I keep getting better. But now, I'm still working at it and earning it, but also I understand that I have to step back sometimes and understand, if I do this, I might hurt myself a little more. So we can do something different. That's one thing you learn is that you can divert to something different, even though it might not be as strenuous to you, it's still going to be beneficial.
Stipe, you have Croatian heritage, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And are your parents first generation?
Yeah, my parents, my mom came and she was geesh, 9-ish. And then my dad came when he was 18 and came here to Cleveland, had a beautiful baby named Stipe, and here we are.
Yeah, I'm curious because I would imagine that has to have an impact on the values and the work ethic that was instilled into you at a young age. And they were probably trying to provide a better life and came across and saw opportunity. And it's so cool to see that because as I look at society, I think there's a lot of people that were born here that, like to criticize it and complain about the opportunities. But then you have, immigrants that come over and realize the incredible opportunity that's in front of them if you actually apply yourself and work hard and work your butt off. And like you said, nothing's given, it's all earned. And I imagine that was instilled into you from your parents from the start. And that's probably why you're sitting here today in the position you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I hear the stories of my mom growing up. They never really lived in Cleveland. And they literally had an apartment. It was a one-bedroom apartment, maybe, and they had nothing. They really had nothing. Maybe one bed for my grandpa, my grandma, my mom, and my aunt. They really had nothing. So he just works for every paycheck. He buys something small until he filled it up. And then of course, people were great around the neighborhood. People they met and they would give them things, but they worked and eventually moved. Then they bought their own house, a duplex, and it paid off now. And they rent it out, and they just showing that listen, sometimes you can't find things like you got to start at the bottom and work your way up, and that's what they did.
That's epic. Stipe, Tony and I were talking about it's interesting as we look at like sports in today's age, a lot of parents are having their kids focus on like one sport. And Tony, maybe you can take it from here, but there's a book that you read about kind of the how the opposite effect is actually what people should be doing. And we couldn't help but notice with your background, you got baseball, wrestling, Golden Glove boxer, and of course, MMA fighter. Do you feel like kind of having a diverse athletic background set you up for success in MMA? Whereas, some of these diehard parents, I mean, they got their kids in baseball starting at like 5 years old, and that's all they do, and they're hitting off a tee and soft toss, and it's like all year round, that's all they do. And it's like, is that approach, or should they go play football in the fall and then play basketball in the winter or track, whatever it is, right? But curious your take on that, just from like kind of an athletic background standpoint.
I think every kid should play a lot of sports because they might be good at one, but there's one they don't try. They might be phenomenal at, like I wrestled, I swam, I bowled. I did it all. Whatever I could, I did. And I think you let that kid find himself. You can't live through your child. Like they're 5 years old, don't live through your child. Like my daughter, she likes soccer, but we play it, but I'm not gonna push her. You know what I mean? She loves dance. Well, she would do dance, so we'll dance class. But like I'm gonna wait, because like they're still young. They can develop skills very, very fast. They're not like us. They can pick things up very, very quickly. And I think all kids should play different kinds of sports because the one kid, the one day wants him to be a football player, but maybe the kid's he's good, but he's not as great as I want to be. But then all of a sudden he plays baseball and he's a savage. Like he can throw 90 miles per hour, drop bombs all day. But you would never know because they had never given that chance. So I think, but also too, I think the player experience, they can see the team effort, how it works, how it goes. I think just getting that socialization of the different things and just being put through different tests.
For sure.